Alright boys, just did my workout today and I don't know if you can see the sweat over here, but this is the proof that I've gone to the gym. So before I share my story, I just want to share something that is like has been my greatest personal achievement so far. I've never been this consistent in going to the gym because the longest streak I've been with going to the gym is like 3 months and that's it. But I've been going onto the gym right now for like at least a year or two. Maybe it's still not significant, but at least I'm consistent in moving forward in my life. And if I tell you I'm able to do this because I've simply quit porn, you wouldn't have believed it, would you? But that was actually the case for me. Quitting porn has let me live the best life possible and let me chase my fullest potential in my life. And if you're a person that is watching this, if you're under 30 years old, you're male, and you find yourself addicted to porn, I'm gonna tell you why porn has been holding you back from succeeding in life. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you a little bit of my story of my addiction to porn. It was the worst when COVID hit and TikTok was a thing back then. Girls market their bodies and I just couldn't help but let myself to their OnlyFans because I was stuck all day with my phone over here. And I have to tell you this and I have to be very honest with you. I was basically doing it every day. To those of you guys that are watching this video, you might be doing it like every 3 days, 2 days, or even a week. But I was doing it every day. In fact, I was doing it much more than an average person could even handle. I was doing it like 3 to 6 times a day. To those of you that's wondering, yes, it's freaking possible. And I was just dried up, bro. And what I'm about to share next is the consequences of my addiction. And it got into a point where it was just so bad that I couldn't even like get my dick up. Like honestly, at one point I was so freaking concerned about my future sex life. Like what would happen if it's time for action, I am about to do it for my girlfriend or like my future wife, but I couldn't get it up because the only time that I could just get it up is when I was like watching porn. And this is not just like regular porn because it won't do the job anymore. You have to literally browse through that dirty page for like 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, or even like led up to hours to find that perfect video in order to get your dick up and do the job. Imagine the potential that I've wasted back then. And if my story actually relates to you, then you really need to change. I think there's no shame in actually admitting this, but when I say it's time to fix this, it's time to fix this. What I notice is that majority of you guys that is watching this video are under 30 years old and you have a lot of potential ahead of you, but most of you guys are wasting it by watching dirty videos on this dirty website. I wouldn't just say that, oh, watching porn just wastes your time. It wasn't that. But it keeps you away from reaching your fullest potential as a man. And you're that kind of person that just don't want to hang out with your friend and you would like much rather lock in your room alone and just spend your time watching that dirty video all day, bro. Trust me, I've been there and it fucking sucked. But don't worry, we're gonna look into of how we're gonna fix this together because I've been there myself. I went from this person that faps like 6 times a day to a person that finishes the 90-day challenge on nofap and even went on to becoming a lifestyle of nofap. Now look, bro, if you're still addicted, you're basically frying your dopamines out, bro. Because you're simply tricking your brain into thinking that you have made love to endless women. You have achieved this high achievement of procreating with these different women. And since the Stone Age, it has been like the highest achievement that men should go through because your brain wants us to preserve our species, and that's why we're being handled this task to create as many babies as possible. And this is no wonder you're addicted to this dopamine. No wonder you're addicted to watching these different types of women from all around the world and jacking off to them, when in fact you're just watching them in your room alone. And that is just freaking depressing, bro, when you really think about it. I've been in your situation as well. I will lock myself out in the room alone rather than going outside, meeting with, high-level individuals. Imagine all the opportunities I've wasted in my teenage years. Now, if you're looking for a way out, I have just like one simple mindset that I always put in thought whenever I want to break free from this addiction. It might not work, but when you simply reaffirm this thought constantly, you'll be able to quit porn. And you want to put in the thought that you're the kind of person that doesn't watch porn anymore. And understand that you're not addicted to porn. You're just a person that simply lacks purpose and need to better your very own mental health. I know it sounds stupid saying all these things to yourself because you're still watching it on like weekly basis or even daily basis, but trust me, just put this practice right now with me together. I'm not the kind of person that watches porn anymore. But just think of it that way right now, because if you don't start changing today, then you won't expect a lot of changes in the future, does it? And there's a quote that has stuck with me very firmly, and it says something like this: A person with no purpose will always distract himself with pleasure. Now simply put it this way, and imagine this together with me right now. If you're a person that's living the best life, you have a loving wife, a loving family, you're making a lot of money, you're traveling every 6 months or every 3 months, you connect with high level individual, you're living the best life, would you still bother to go back into your room fapping? I mean, you might still do it, but the chances of doing that is significantly low, isn't it? And that is the importance of finding your purpose. Maybe you're not making as much money as I do right now. Maybe you're not having a girlfriend or something like that. But once you set the purpose, once you set the goal to get that, then the journey will distract you from doing all this, watching like dirty videos from dirty websites. Once you simply set the thought to go there by chasing your purpose, you will subconsciously start doing all these good habits in your life. And that's why you heard from people to like socialize with people, just make yourself busy by doing your work, meditating, cold showers, and all that good habits, right? It's that journey that stops you. I wouldn't say stop because you might still fab, but once you set this purpose, it is much less likely for you to go back into your old habits again. I mean, of course, even I've shared everything about this to you, you might still fab, right? But if you could put in the thought, if you could imagine yourself living free from porn, then you know that is absolutely possible, because I've done this myself and it worked, and that should work for you as well. Remember, if you go easy in life, then life will be hard. But if you go hard in life, then life will be easy. Find comfort in discomfort. See you in the next video, guys. Cheers.